The liberal media's right. I'm broke. I've been forced into doing a daily subscription show. Just kidding! I'm fine. I've got plenty of money. In fact, I've got so much, I'm going to give you my new daily show, The Milo Show, Monday to Friday, every week, for just $47.50 a year. That's The Milo Show every single day for just $47.50. Fabulous. You are on your eternal, perpetual quest to pick up venereal diseases from Mexican rent boys and bus boys. Am I wrong? One of your weapons of choice was the gay dating app Grindr. Of course, I've never been on Grindr because it's disgusting. It's for people who can't pick up in real life. But good for you for getting yourself out there. Now I have to give him a hard time, you see, after such a warm introduction. But you've been banned. You have been excised. You've been expelled. It's tough to imagine how you could do something so awful, so completely beyond the pale on an app which is basically dedicated to people telling each other how much they want to rape them and then hooking up to take drugs and fuck each other without protection. But apparently you've done something worse than all of those things. What was it?
Grindr. Okay, so Grindr is for gay men. For some reason, I think this year, it started in your profile, like asking your gender and your pronouns. Why would you be any other gender if you're on Grindr? And then, of course, you can list, like cis man, cis whatever, trans man, trans woman, whatever. Mm-hmm. And because there are an unknowable number of genders, there's also a space where you can write in your own made-up gender. So
What did you do? What did you do, Chadwick?
I just wrote in, there are only two.
No.
That's all I said. And then in my pronouns, I had Sir, It, and Your Majesty. And I got a notification.
Oh, Chadwick.
It's evil. So I had a much worse profile on the other dating app, Scruff. I mean, worse in terms of offending lefties.
And finally, journalist and senior editor at Breitbart.com, Milo Yiannopoulos. Okay, thank you all three for coming. At this point, we're gonna invite the speakers to the top of the stage to have some opening remarks. So if we'd like to start with, sure, go for it.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for. That's very strange.
Please, thank you for your enthusiasm. Thank you for your enthusiasm. If we could get on with the show. Thank you.
Given how firmly I believe in affirmative action in my bedroom, that's a very strange allegation, madam. I've taken some time out of my busy schedule, being fabulous and doing my hair, to prepare a speech for you. Well, a few remarks, really. Feminism is cancer.
Good night, sweet prince.
Just before we came on air, I spoke to Milo Yiannopoulos. He's a senior editor at Breitbart News, and there's even been speculation that he too could find his way into the Trump White House. I began by asking him what exactly alt-right means.
Well, it's a very young, vibrant, exciting new movement of conservatives in America. They are populists, they're nationalists, which is not a dirty word in America. They care about immigration, they care about trade, and they really hate political correctness.
And you would describe yourself as one of the sort of cheerleaders of
No, the media is desperate to crown me the queen of it. All I've ever done as a reporter is give them a fair hearing, give them a fair crack of the whip in the press. For that crime, I have been called all sorts of awful names.
But they're too extreme even for you, then.
No, I wouldn't say that. We're fellow travellers on some issues, but, you know, I'm very pro-Iraq, I'm very pro-Israel. There are all sorts of, you know, points of difference, I think.
Do you think your erstwhile boss, Steve Bannon, chairman of Breitbart and now Trump's chief strategist, do you think he has horribly regressive attitudes? He's been described by some liberals an anti-Semite, a white nationalist. Have they got that wrong?
Well, Breitbart is a company staffed almost entirely by Jews. I am a gay Jew, and he made me into a star. He, you know, flew over from America to hire Raheem Kassam to run the London office, who is a, you know, brown-skinned Muslim. This stuff is ridiculous. What a lot of Brits don't always understand is how ugly and terrifying American politics can be. The name-calling can be absolutely extraordinary, and lots of Brits...
And name-calling by Breitbart. I mean, that is ugly. Look at these headlines.
Well, no,
Would you rather your child had feminism or cancer?
Well, that's not Steve,
There's
that's
no
mine.
hiring bias against women in tech. They just suck at interviews. That's extreme. That's ugly.
No, it's not extreme. They're my headlines. They're not Steve's. And
how are they not extreme?
Would you rather your child had feminism or cancer? Well, women agree with me. I mean, 7% of British women describe themselves as feminists. Just 7. It's only journalists who are still feminists.
Feminism is actually about...
Feminism about equality, of course. You know, they say one thing...
You don't believe that. You're redefining it.
Well, no, they say one thing and they behave very differently. Feminists like to say, when they're on the defensive, oh, don't you believe in equal rights? But the way they actually behave is nasty, vindictive,
Do you believe in equality for women? Do you believe in equality for women?
Any normal person does. I want women to
so you're actually a feminist, then?
Well, I would describe myself as a second-wave feminist, but the modern version of feminism, this ugly, sociopathic, vindictive, mean, spiteful third-wave feminism, which, you know, which is defined by misandry. Women agree with me, not with you.
Donald Trump has talked about governing for all Americans, and yet Breitbart, the chief strategist now, has these extreme, divisive headlines. Do you understand why people are fearful about the divisions that are being caused?
No, I don't agree at all. Actually, what we do is we do something quite rare in journalism these days. We publish satire, we publish provocation, we publish all kinds of journalism that traditionally would have been left-wing. You know, the sorts of dissident, mischievous, you know, thought-provoking kind of stuff where you're like, whoa, wait a minute. And then you read it and you think, oh, actually, well, that's changed my mind.
Right,
don't you find,
no, I want to put some of that satire to you. I want to put some of your own satire to you. Wait a minute. I know you want women to log off the internet, but we are now in the Channel 4 News studio. You have to allow me to speak. You said that women offended online should log off. You said, yes, we'll certainly let women onto the men's internet a few times a year as long as you follow a few basic rules. You said, wait, let me finish. You said mass Muslim immigration must stop or people will know real rape culture. Are we supposed to just soak that up and take it as one big joke?
Am I wrong about that? Am I wrong about that?
Answer me.
Am I wrong about that?
Are we supposed to just soak it up and take it as one big joke?
You're supposed to treat it as it's intended and not wrench it from context. You know perfectly well that it is a provocation designed to make people think and perhaps to make them laugh.
The guy who's behind all this provocation, the guy who hired you and turned you into a star, as you put it, is now chief strategist in the White House. What does it mean that someone who delighted in offending people, who delighted in having a laugh at Muslims and women, is now at the centre of power?
I delight in offending people. I think the grievance brigade, victimhood, you know, the idea that hurt feelings are some kind of special currency, I think that needs to come to an end, and America agrees.
What does that say about you? What does that say about the guy who's now the chief strategist? Should Steve Bannon care that people are offended?
No, because America has been ruled for 30 years by people who are too worried about what other people feel, not what other people think, and too worried about feelings versus facts. For decades, America has been run by the grievance brigade, by social justice warriors, hand-wringers, feminists, Black Lives Matter, all these groups that are preoccupied with feelings first and facts later. They spread conspiracy theories and propaganda about the wage gap, campus rape culture. This stuff isn't real.
What does it say about you, though? What does it say about Steve Bannon, who's now chief strategist, that you don't care about offending disabled people, ethnic minorities, women? You don't care about that.
I don't care about offense taking. I care about facts. I don't care about your feelings.
I thought you believed in a post-fact universe.
So who?
That's one of your quotes.
Is it?
We live in a post-fact era. It's wonderful, you said.
Yes, what I meant from that was just telling the facts are no longer enough. You now have to be persuasive and charismatic and interesting and funny. Just telling people things isn't enough.
Here's the controversial senior editor of Breitbart News and author of the upcoming book, Dangerous, Milo Yiannopoulos. Milo. Hi. How you doing?
How are you?
Nice to meet you. Yes. Happy to have you here. You're very controversial.
I don't know why.
Well, we're going to...
I don't know why I'm lovely.
Yeah, I know. Well, we'll find that out. I'm going to start with an open mind because, honestly, I only heard of you about a year ago. You're all of, what, 31?
32, but thank you.
Okay.
27 officially.
Okay. You look like Bruno. But, you know, he said he was 19.
You know, I told her to dial down the contouring. She didn't listen. Your makeup lady was just crazy.
All right. Anyway, so about a year ago, people started to tell me, are you going to get this guy Milo, on your show? And I started to look into, what you're saying. And look, I think you're colossally wrong on a number of things.
That's okay.
But if I banned everyone from my show who I thought was colossally wrong, I would be talking to myself.
Well, you wouldn't have Ann Coulter on, which is the only time I watch the show.
I wouldn't have Jack Kingston on, who's on tonight.
Wonderful.
Okay. So I have an open mind. So let's start with the contradictions about you, which is pretty crazy because you're gay and you're spoiler alert.
Oh, come on. You can do better than that. What tipped you off?
I've been reading about you. I mean, your mother's Jewish. You have a black Muslim boyfriend.
No, but I haven't got one now. But
you did.
Still black, not Muslim.
Not Muslim, but he was Muslim?
There was somebody once.
Okay. But you've spoken
We don't
out...
talk about it.
You've spoken out against all these people. Like you say you don't hire gay people.
Oh, no, you can't trust them to show up to work on time. Too much drugs, too much sex, they never show up to work, always making excuses. No. I mean, not as bad as women, but no, I don't hire gays.
But you know that's not... I mean...
Oh, there we go.
But, that's just...
Kidding. You're easy. You're very easy. Very easily triggered. It's pathetic. That's a conservative position now for
We have both been disbarred at Berkeley. I gave the commencement address.
Much more dramatically, I'd just like to say. I mean, they just disinvited you. I had riots. People got beaten up.
Right. No, you do.
Horrendous.
Okay, you win, babe. And I'm a guy who always defends jokes.
Yeah.
Right up to the point where they pointlessly hurt people. Do you think you've ever... No, I hurt people.
No,
I have my whole career.
I hurt people for a reason.
But...
For sure. No, I like to think of myself as a virtuous troll.
But if somebody gets hurt because of truth needs to be said, like religion. I've always attacked religion.
Yes. Well, you're sound on Islam, unlike most of the people on your side. So
yes,
you're very good.
That's true.
Subject.
But all religion, I always say, is stupid and dangerous. That hurts.
Except
people.
Catholicism, which is awesome, but otherwise, yes.
Somebody sent me this, which is so funny because they knew you were coming on. Okay. These are some things Joan Rivers, who, by the way, when she died, Obama, the liberal president that we all love, commented. They don't comment when someone dies.
She's a treasure.
Unless they're a national treasure. Yeah. He said, not only did she make us laugh, she made us think. Here's what she said on Michelle Obama. Blackie O, you know Michelle is a tranny. Robin Quivers, bitch, you look like a fucking mudslide. I hate Houston. It's crawling with bugs. Oh, wait, that's Whitney Houston.
My favorite...
Exactly, but that's the person we find to be a national treasure. I'm just saying the line is kind of blurred.
And some of its context, because somebody is perceived to have conservative politics, which I think I've said, it's at least questionable in my case.
Right.
Because somebody's perceived to have conservative politics, there are different rules. You can't make jokes.
But you should get off the Trump train. Because for a guy who loves free speech,
he's fabulous.
For a guy who loves free speech, you've picked a weird boyfriend.
No.
That he's not going to come out. No. We don't have time to debate that. Thanks for coming on. We'll do it again. All right.